Bledsoe was arrested.
Patrick Montgomery was in court.
Jonathan Manapa will stay in federal custody.
No, I don't take responsibility at all.
Everyone, welcome to the show. So 21-year-old North Carolina resident Aiden Bilyard was only 18 when he took part in the violent assault at the Capitol. He was seen on video spraying a line of officers with an orange chemical, and the prosecutor explained that this was pepper gel. So they said this is thicker and it's more potent than traditional pepper spray. And Bilyard claims that he was handed the spray by another member of the mob. So he's saying he didn't actually take it with him to D.C. It's unclear if that's true, but it really doesn't matter because he chose to use it. Bilyard, after spraying the officers, moved to the Lower West Tunnel area, and he was standing there watching as others were attacking police. And then they say in the late afternoon, Bilyard moved to an arched window, which was just off to the side. You guys probably remember seeing photos and videos of this. This was a window just off to the side of the tunnel, and he was encouraging other people to break the window. And a while later, as Bilyard was standing there in the mob, he was handed a baseball bat by someone else in the crowd. He attempted to hand it to January 6 convict Mitchell Gardner, who was standing on the window's ledge. For some reason, Gardner refused to take the bat, so Bilyard started striking the lower portion of the window himself, and he successfully shattered the glass. Then he and Gardner started yelling to the mob, quote, "It's open." So Bilyard climbed into the building, and he was followed by a lot of other people. He remained inside for a little over 15 minutes. He was seen taking photos and videos in this room. It was a Senate office. And thanks to people like Bilyard and Gardner, the mob gained access to this room, and they started throwing furniture around. They broke pieces of the furniture off, pieces that were then used as weapons against the police. And they completely trashed this office. Some of them even handed full pieces of furniture out the window, which was, as I mentioned, used against the police. Following the Capitol attack, the prosecutor said that Bilyard showed no remorse, and his mother even made a joke about his illegal actions. Evidently, Bilyard left the empty can of that pepper gel on her counter in her house. So she took a photo of it and she texted it to him along with a message that said, quote, "I would have rather had a t-shirt." And following the Capitol attack, Bilyard went and joined the Air Force. In fact, the FBI first interviewed him at Lackland Air Force Base, where he was attending basic training. So that was in August of 2021. And he got kind of salty with the FBI agent. At one point, he said to the agent that their questions were, quote, "going in circles." And of course, he lied. He admitted to being at the Capitol, but he said that he didn't do anything illegal. And then when the agents played video of him clearly breaking the law, he ended the interview. So Bilyard was arrested on November 22nd of 2021. And he was charged with civil disorder, assaulting officers, entering a restricted building or grounds, 2 counts of disorderly conduct, 2 counts of physical violence, destruction of government property, and demonstrating at a Capitol. And 4 of the charges included a deadly or dangerous weapon enhancement because of the pepper spray or pepper gel. So in October of 2022, Bilyard pleaded guilty to assaulting officers with a dangerous weapon, and he was looking at up to 20 years in prison, 3 years of probation, and $250,000 in fines. However, as usual, the prosecutor requested only 47 months in prison, 3 years of probation, and $3,500 in restitution. And that was obviously to cover the cost of the window. In a letter to the judge, Bilyard's mother wrote, quote, "He'd never been violent. He'd never not considered other human beings. He has always had a reverence for police and their difficult jobs." And yet, she sees this can of pepper spray and she makes a joke. Instead of saying, "What the hell did you do with that?" Or, "You better not have hurt someone." No, she makes a joke about it, preferring a t-shirt. So U.S. District Judge Reggie Walton presided over this case, and at the sentencing hearing, Judge Walton said, quote, What happened on Jan 6 is not something that's just in the past. It unfortunately is something that still haunts us because the individuals who instigated what occurred are still engaging in the same rhetoric that resulted in the frenzy that took place on that day. This is a very serious situation because it goes to the root of what we are supposed to be as a democracy. Then he also took aim at people who refer to January 6 defendants and convicts as political prisoners and people who are, quote, following the calls of a demagogue. Then in regard to Bilyard, Judge Walton stated, quote, 18 is old enough to know right from wrong. To see this kind of violence, police fighting for their lives, yet you don't get to the mindset at some point that this is wrong and I've got to stop. It is just something that is chilling and beyond the pale. With that, the judge sentenced Bilyard to 40 months in prison, 3 years of probation, and $3,500 in restitution. And after Judge Walton issued his ruling, Bilyard's mother was crying and she yelled out, quote, "That's not right." So the judge turned around and he told her, you know, as my mom always says, you make your bed, you lie in it. But Bilyard's mom yelled back, quote, "He's lied in it." You know, evidently Bilyard has been in jail for the past 6 months because of this case. And his defense was hoping to get him time served and then maybe home detention. But, you know, yeah, I mean, he assaulted police. He went there and he committed a violent crime. He went there and broke the windows and helped to further the mayhem. So, you know, what a waste. And at 18, yeah, I look at that and I go, wow, that's so young. He's, you know, he's still a kid, but it's old enough to join the military. It's old enough to buy a gun. So we really have to reconsider some things. If we want to look at these people and say, oh, they're so young, they shouldn't get, you know, a long sentence. They shouldn't be held responsible because they still, you know, their brain isn't done developing and they still don't really know what all they're doing. Okay, but then we have to look at some other laws. We have to look at, are they old enough to join the military and murder people sanctioned by the state? Are they old enough to buy a weapon where they can go and commit a mass murder? You know, there has to be some rhyme or reason. So anyway, what a waste. What a waste of a life. And as I've said so many times, these January convicts need to file a class action lawsuit against Trump and his minions, because they were lied to, their lives were destroyed because of Donald Trump's lies. And Bilyard sounds like he was just very impressionable. He never knew his dad. I mean, he was the prime kind of target for a bully and a con artist like Trump. I feel for his mother, but, you know, where was she when he took off to go to this event? I would have said, hell no. If I had to hog tie you, you are not going. So anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching and listening. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel, or follow me if you're on other social media platforms. If you can donate, it truly, truly helps to keep the show up and running. There's very little coming in from YouTube, and I am a one-woman band over here. I can't even bring on any help. So it's greatly appreciated. Love you all. Take care, and I'll talk with you soon.